Hey everybody, thank you for visiting my channel, Past, Present, and Future Gnosis. It's your host, Gnosis Man, and I'm back with this interesting article, as you just seen from the headline. Christopher Columbus was secretly Jewish. New DNA study reveals. This article is going to be really deep, ladies and gentlemen, because we all know the story about Christopher Columbus coming here, making his voyage, and being the so-called discovery of the New World. But we all know there was people already here, inhabitants, or indigenous people already living here, and he actually wrote it in his journals. But hey, I digress. But anywho, let's really get into this. And today they would throw this on Columbus Day too. But let's get into this article right here. Study of a 500-year-old remains of Christopher Columbus, which actually isn't his real name, and I will touch upon that in this video. But let's keep this going though, because you'd be surprised. This is just like some pen name. But anyway, let's go. Has found that the controversial explorer was actually a Sephardic Jew from Western Europe. I thought he was Italian. Spanish researchers announced their findings in a new documentary titled Columbus DNA: The True Origin, which aired on Spain's national broadcast TV. Since 2003, scientists have tested samples of remains buried at Seville Cathedral in Spain, believed to be the final resting place of the 15th century explorer. In a documentary, Jose Antonio Lorente, a professor of forensic medicine who led the research at the University of Granada, said his analysis revealed that Columbus's DNA was compatible with being of Jewish origin. Now, this is crazy, everybody, because like I just said, we all in our textbooks, we've all went to school, we've all read that he was Spaniard, but now this totally flips everything on its head right now. But let's keep going. Throughout the 21-year investigation, DNA experts compared samples of the remains with those of Columbus' known relatives and descendants. We have DNA from Christopher Columbus, very partial, but sufficient. We have DNA from Fernando Colon, his son, Professor Lorente said, per CNN, and both in the Y chromosome male and in the mitochondrial DNA transmitted by the mother or Fernando there at the trace compatible with Jewish origin. Jewish origin again. Columbus was previously believed to be an Italian from Genoa, born in 1451, to a family of wool weavers. Over the years, historians have suggested that the explorer could have been Greek, Basque, Portuguese, or British. So researchers actually believed all this way back in the day. For this isn't something new that they're just thinking about, like, oh, well, maybe his nationality was something else. No, ladies and gentlemen, we had researchers and scientists already thinking and debating and having evidence about his origin not being Spaniard at all. So that's something to think about, because they just said in this article. That's something to think about. While researchers were unable to pinpoint Columbus's place of birth, they acknowledged after analysis 25 possible locations that he was likely to have come from: the Spanish Mediterranean region. Now this is where it gets deep. An estimated 300 Jews were living in Spain before the era of the Res Catholicus, during which Catholic monarchs King Ferdinand II and Queen Elizabeth ordered Jews and Muslims to convert to Christianity or face exile. The expulsion of the Jews from Spain occurred in 1492, the same year, listen to this, the same year that Columbus made his first voyage to America. Pay attention to that, because I have an article pertaining to that. Now researchers believe Columbus either concealed his Jewish identity or converted to Catholicism to escape religious persecution. The term Sephardic is derived from Sepharad, a Hebrew word that refers to the Iberian Peninsula, which includes modern-day Spain and Portugal. As a result of the study, Professor Lorente also confirmed theories that remains in Seville Cathedral belonged to Columbus. The outcome is almost absolutely reliable, he said. Columbus died in the Spanish city of Valladolid in 1506. He had wished to be buried on Hispaniola, which is now divided into Haiti and Dominican Republic. Remember where this land's at, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. Who has this land now? Come on. His remains were brought there in 1542 and were then moved to Cuba in 1795 and finally to Seville in 1898. And I'm going to finish off here. Sponsored by King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella, Columbus completed 4 voyages for Spain across the Atlantic Ocean. However, his conquest and the subsequent genocide and the colonization of indigenous people in the Americas have been widely condemned. As a result, many states and cities in the United States have decided to rename Columbus Day the holiday in honor of the explorer to recognize the violence committed against Native Americans since Columbus and his crew assured. So, wow, ladies and gentlemen, now that we're having evidence now showing that he has Jewish lineages, so this whole Spain narrative is in the it's in the garbage pretty much right now. You know when you have those foot panels in your kitchen, those kitchen garbage, you put it and it flips up. That's what just happened. But what's interesting is them showing the explosion of the Jews around this time with Queen Elizabeth, and then pinpointing that that was the same time of that voyage. So, like I was explaining earlier, Christopher Columbus is not actually his real name. And you'd be surprised to be seeing this now because not a lot of people are really talking about this. But let's look into this article and find out his name and some other elements to him too. As you'll see here, Israel National News. Kabbalah and exiled Jew Columbus. Columbus was a before I begin, this October 17th, 2008, ladies and gentlemen. So you could find this article because you know I'm going to leave it in the description because we give the evidence all day, every day. You know how we do it. But let's continue here. Columbus was a Jew named Salvador Fernando Zarco and was among those expelled from Spain in 1492. Remember, people, what did the article say about the expulsion of them? And also saying that they knew about this other heritage of Christopher Columbus. And this date article, as you can see, is October 17th, 2008, ladies and gentlemen. People are already noticing this. But let's continue. A rare triangle Kabbalistic insignia indicates Jose Rodriguez dos Santos has authored an historical novel, Codex 632, The Secret Identity of Christopher Columbus, which relates to the deciphering of a rare triangle Kabbalistic signet. The interpretation of the recent discovery of the signet claims to reveal the secret identity of Columbus. This unique triangle monogram is similar to inscriptions of gravestones in Jewish cemeteries, Spain, and southern France. It would use an agreement between Columbus and Spanish King and Queen Fernanda and Isabella. The Kabbalistic monogram in Hebrew, Latin, and Greek contained two secret names: Cristobal Colon, his own Plum, and Salvador Fernando Zarco, Columbus's birth name according to the author. The American Library of Congress possesses one of the 4 original copies of the Columbus Codex. The Spanish kingdom signed a declaration to expel all Jews, stating that we ordered that the Jews be separated from the cities and towns, and ordered that an inquisition be established in such domains. Columbus replied, quote, Your Highness, have you driven out all the Jews from your realms and lordship? I shall go to the said parts of India, aka the Americans, and for this accord be great rewards and emblem so that from this time henceforth I might style myself in high admiral of the ocean sea, and perpetual governor of the islands and continent which I should discover from generation to generations. The only Jews who remained in Spain were those who converted to Christianity. Remember, he had to convert. What did he sail under? Christian band. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Out of the fear of being killed. Many of them continue to observe Jewish law clandestinely, and their descendants even today are Maronas, cryptic Jews who secretly observe Jewish laws. Columbus came to the attention of the Spanish kingdom due to Louis de Santange, a Jew and accountant of the royal court, Rabbi Abraham Sakota, and his pupil Jewess Vecino, a physician to the Portuguese King John II, an astronomer and mathematician. Astronomer? Oh, they're using the stars? Yes. Yes, they were using the stars. Come on, people. The Moors helped them give this too. Watch my video about the Moors, which include tables of navigation in Hebrew. Louis urged the crown to approve the expedition and an enterprise to, if so little risk, yet which could prove of such great service to the Almighty, not to speak of the very great increase in the glory for her crown. So I want to just stop there and just show you that not only were historians, scientists, we're debating about the actual name of Christopher Columbus, and that's not actually being his authentic name. But then, when you think about it, why are all our textbooks claiming that this is his name? Well, we have so much evidence here showing now that he's Jewish descent and that Christopher Columbus was actually not even a real name. I mean, like, it just blows your mind, ladies and gentlemen. And here's the kicker, though, too. They wanted to release all this on the day. I mean, if there wasn't any perfect timing, I don't know what timing that is. I'm over here waking up looking at this article. I was just like, what? And on Christopher Columbus Day? I mean, that's a little planned out to me. That's a little strategic, if you say. But anywho, I wanted to just get this video out. Did you guys know about this? About Christopher Columbus not having that name and his actual real name being Salvador Fernando Zuckhart and actually having Jewish descendant, being a Jewish descendant. So, man, what a time to be alive, ladies and gentlemen. But I will be doing another video about Christopher Columbus and showing about the decency that he did to the indigenous people here and the society that he pledged an allegiance to, that everybody's trying to stay away from. But anywho, thank you for taking the time to watch my video. Before I go, I did make a video. Did the historians of the Bible use old histories to create it? It's over 1,000 videos, as you see, 1,000 views, as you see here, and I appreciate everybody that's watching that. It really means a lot to me, man. This is just, we put in the work, ladies and gentlemen, and I thank you all for taking the time to watching it and comment in the sections, because I always in the comment sections reading everything. I read everything, honestly. So I'm there. Anywho, thank you for taking the time to watching this video, and I'll catch you all on the next one. All right now.